Hi, class. So, to tell you a little bit about the research paper for this class, the research paper is an argumentative paper. You will argue that you have a great life. Now, I know some of you are thinking, well, what if I don't have a great life? You do. We all do. We live in a pretty sweet time. Of course, things could always be better, but things can be so much worse. So, you're going to come up with a few points that will prove that you have a great life. For example, if I was writing this paper, I'd start with I have my family. I'm very close to my family. We all live literally blocks away from each other. And I find that as a really wonderful thing. Now, could I find research that supports having loving relationships as being part of having a happy life? Yeah, there's tons of research that talks about that. So that would be one of my points. I would also talk about being a woman in 2022 is way better than it was when the turning of the century or during the Victorian times. And I could research that. I could talk about how women didn't have the right to vote or how women used to have to be in the home. It was expected. And again, there's a lot of research that I could use to prove that. Another point I would probably make is that I have a degree. The wonderful things about having an education, and maybe you don't have a degree yet. Of course, you're working on it. So you could talk about the opportunity of going to school, or how wonderful going to school is. You could also maybe talk about living in Miami, or um, literally pretty much anything. All you have to do is make sure that you add some research to your points. Then, once you've picked your points, find the research to prove your points. You should have two citations for each point. So, I'm definitely looking that you have at least 3 points. You must follow the classic argument format. A couple of things to keep in mind: this is a synthesis paper. That means you're not summarizing articles. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking that you pick 3 points and then you find research that'll prove that. Therefore, you are not summarizing different articles. You're using different articles to prove your points. You need a total of 6 sources. And by now, I'm hoping that this is just really easy to do. And I purposely wanted to put a lot of sources you could just practice doing it. It should be easy. You need a solid author's claim that is, which should read something like, "I have a great life." That will guide your writing. Your essay needs to be 800 to 1,000 words. You must use MLA format. You must have in-text citations and a works cited page. This is the most important. This is what I'm going to be looking for. This must be MLA format. In addition, you will need to cite all your references with MLA format. Also, you do need to have a works cited page. The research paper is due midnight, Sunday, week 15. So, in essence, you have 2 weeks to complete this.